Hello everyone, and welcome officially in our workshop here inside iTwin community. My name is Klemen. I'll be your host in today's session, and it's a great honor to have you here. So please buckle up. What you will get out of today's session is what I believe really high level of clarity, how to not just grow your income as a coach, as a consultant, as an expert, as a course creator, as a content creator, but also what are the phases that you will typically want to go through, and what are the best offer types for each phase? What is the best funnel typically for each phase? Because in my experience working with, again, coaches, consultants, experts, anyone basically who sells know-how or expertise in the form of courses and coaching programs, is that most people get this part completely wrong. Prime example is most people who get a coaching certification in specific tool or modality, they just want to start selling perhaps group online courses, for example, for $200, right? And they don't have an audience yet. Like, that's the worst thing that potentially could do. Or perhaps because they see other people selling low ticket info products, like a low ticket $9 ebook, I just want to sell that and start. Like, you will see today, you will get a lot of clarity when it comes to how and what to actually progress through building and growing your income. Now, here you can see a $100,000 roadmap. Just depends on what your goals and aspirations are. This $100,000 can mean, or euros, depends on what your currency is, or British pounds, or Canadian dollars, or Aussies. This can either be a month or it can be a year. Okay, so there's no attachment. In this case, we are using a year. Okay, now also quick note, just so we cover some my background so that you know where all this knowledge and expertise comes from. And I made a lot of mistakes and blunders in my past, but I have a few really epic wins, and a lot of experience that hopefully you will find it valuable. So for those of you who do not yet know, I know me. My name is Klemen. Welcome. I am officially from Europe, not just officially, but from Europe, Slovenia, beautiful small country in Central Europe. And many people know me as a former chief marketing officer and head of growth of Mindvalley.com. Very likely you've heard of this fascinating organization, one of my favorites, second favorite. The first one is the one that I'm co-creating right now here. But basically, I'm honored and proud to share that I helped my dear friend Vishen Lakiani, founder of Mindvalley, and the team scale Mindvalley at that time from roughly 20 million in annual sales to over $100 million. And I was leading the largest team at Mindvalley. And I learned a lot, as you can imagine. And in fact, if you have heard of Mindvalley, very likely is that you've heard it because of the work that me and my team have done at Mindvalley. All the ads, all the launches, all the things that you've seen is I basically, there's my imprint in all of that. Now, again, coming from humility, of course, it's not just me. There was so many other smart people also helping and supporting, but I'm proud to share that I was there. So why I'm sharing this with you is it's in the context, right? So if you want to sell your knowledge, information, one of the ways is to sell online courses, and Mindvalley we perfected this at Mindvalley. However, you will see that actually how and what Mindvalley is doing today might not be the best first step for you, where you are today, right? Then after Mindvalley, basically Vishen and I co-founded a company together called Solvana, which was a much smaller version of Mindvalley, focused on spirituality. So for those of you who are into spirituality, mindfulness, the nature of human consciousness, and a little bit of mystical realities, I'm your brother, absolute brother, and that company Solvana, we as a team scaled it to roughly 2 million in annual revenue, and then Vishen and I found a way to decouple as friends, so part ways. I sold my share and experienced my first what's called the exit as an entrepreneur, basically selling a company, which is both stressful and also very financially rewarding, right? But was also a lot of lessons there. And the reason, again, why I'm sharing Solvana's story is because through Solvana, and basically my work has helped a lot of coaches, a lot of amazing healers and human transformation specialists reach more people and grow their online imprint and grow their business. And very likely you have heard some of them: Niraj Naik, Marie Diamond, then today probably Mindvalley's #1 author and teacher, Regan Hillier, right? Before she was actually an author, at Mindvalley, she was first an author, a published author on Solvana. I invited her to Solvana, and then because she crushed it so beautifully on Solvana, then eventually she was invited also to Mindvalley. Same with my dear friend Juan Pablo Barona. For those of you who know Juan Pa, I kindly ask you to just perhaps send him some positive vibes and healing intentions. He's been going through challenging times, had an unpleasant situation related to his health. So much love to my dear brother. So here we are, right? And then after Solvana, I took some time off, and then I helped as an external chief marketing officer a company called Scaling with Systems, which is, if you ask me, one of the world's leading companies in United States for selling, now hear me out, high ticket coaching programs. Okay, so I went, basically, there's a reason why I'm sharing all of this. At Mindvalley, I've learned how to sell online courses to the masses, online courses that are priced around $200, $300, $400. Then at Solvana, similar thing, but in a different niche. And then recently and lately, in the last 2 years, also deep into selling one-on-one coaching programs and group coaching programs at high ticket prices. Okay, and I've seen the whole spectrum of offers. So this is where all this knowledge is coming from. And as I mentioned, I also made a lot of mistakes on the journey, and everything that I'm distilling here for you is just the distilled version of the most essential things, so that you don't have to make the mistakes that I made, or perhaps some other coaches and experts will do out there. Okay, now let's go through the roadmap. Now there's several ways to look at this. Okay, but the first thing, I want to show you just a simple um, diagram here, and I'll bring my pen here, and a beautiful pinkish color. Okay, so you can see here, this is a simple chart that has, on the x-axis you have pricing and you have the audience size, right? And everything that I'm sharing in this workshop is specifically designed for online coaches, such as experts, such as, for example, online coach, I mean, perhaps you are a fitness coach, perhaps you are a wellness coach, nutrition coach, a healer, therapist, consultant, advisor. You have certain knowledge, skills, and abilities that can help other people overcome specific certain problems and help them get certain results. You might be in money and finances, you might be in relationships, you might be health and wellness, business, marketing, whatever it is, right? So this is what I mean by a coach. And for example, if you are, for example, if you have some other business model, I don't know, selling physical goods, e-commerce business, or something else, then what you're learning here does not necessarily apply directly to that business model. This workshop is specifically for online coaches and knowledge entrepreneurs who are or want to sell one-on-one coaching programs, group coaching programs, online courses, and paid memberships. Okay, so you kind of know why and how everything is organized. Now, going back to my pen here, this chart beautifully demonstrates one very important part. Depending on your audience size and where you are, how should you price, how should your offers be priced? And the worst place to be in, by the way, to do things, and I've seen a lot of online coaches and experts do this mistake, is this place here. Okay, that's why it's marked with a red dot. Okay, you can see, for those of you attending live, can you see this diagram well enough on your screen? Okay, thank you so much for your feedback. So what this means here is that if you have a relatively small audience as measured by your email list or a social media following, right, you absolutely must not start selling low ticket. I'll share you the unit economics, but it's just if you want to go to 10, 25, 30, $50,000 in monthly income. Okay, and for those of you, by the way, who are attending live, what I would super appreciate, what if you can do this now, please just type in the chat roughly your best guesstimate. What is your income goal that you want to reach in the next 6 to 12 months? Just type in the number, ideally in US dollars. Okay, don't worry about making it perfect, just write what comes down. Even if you just write it down, so that at least I have some feeling. Okay, this is you can a monthly income or yearly, doesn't really matter. So we have thank you so much for those of you attending. So Lauren is saying 60,000 US dollars, amazing. Leila, $100,000, amazing. Kariana, special number, $312,000, ladies and gentlemen, please, amazing. Then Tiffany, 120K per year, beautiful, amazing. Okay, you're at the right place, and I'm also the right place, which is also super, super important. Okay, so long story short, you do not want to start with a low ticket. It's simply, as you will see soon, the unit economics just doesn't work well. You cannot run paid ads. You need to low ticket. In short, setting up a low ticket funnel, it requires so much bells and whistles, setting up all the shenanigans, instant upsells, order bumps. It just takes so much time, as you will see. So this is the worst place you want to be. Now, the another thing, for example, is also if you have no audience or small audience, you also do not ideally want to start selling mid-ticket offers. So mid-ticket offer, imagine, is anything around, let's say, 200 to 500 US dollars. That's considered mid-ticket, okay, give or take. You don't want to be there, okay? Also, because if you don't have an audience, and if you want to perhaps run some paid ads, it's very difficult to break even on a $200-300 online program. Okay, that's also, it's very difficult to make your business profitable, by the way, and which your business needs to be profitable in order to help more people and thrive and grow, right? And also, you do not want to be here in this place here, where your audience is, let's say, so, and again, this is very relative. Your audience can be medium size. I don't know, it could be perhaps a few thousand people, for example, right? You also do not want to sell a low ticket only, right? A low ticket is only as a lead generation for something else, right? But to build a full funnel, to stack all these funnels together, again, it takes so much time and energy and effort and team and resources. That's why this is also not good, okay? Now, where you do want to be, okay, and I will now bring my green pen here, okay, is you want to be here, okay, where the green dots are. So imagine if you're more or less starting out, a relatively small audience and no audience, perhaps a few 100 people on your email list, or no email list at all, no social media following. You want to start with a high ticket program, and we will see, I'll show you the breakdown of exactly how to go approach each phase, okay? This is where you want to go. And a high ticket typically is either a one-on-one, some kind of a coaching program. So imagine a 2-3 month one-on-one coaching program, or a group coaching program as well, right? Primarily one-on-one coaching program. Then once you have, you already have some audience and things going on, then you can also eventually start stacking and introduce also a medium ticket offer. So imagine once you already have some clients, and you are at 10, 20, $15,000 a month, then you can start gradually scaling and introducing, let's say, a group online course for $300 or $500, for example, right? But you do that only when you already are at $5,000 to $10,000 a month, right? You don't just jump directly to selling medium ticket offers, right? Because of the unit economics and the number math, which I'll show you to do, right? And then also eventually you also add a low ticket offer once you are past, let's say, 30, 40, 50,000 US dollars, right? Again, why low ticket comes at the end is because to set up a low ticket funnel, imagine a $9 ebook or a $19 meditation session, or perhaps even any like $27 digital, instantly digital downloadable package of some digital goods and PDFs and videos, or a mini course or a workshop. You need to set up so many different funnel pages and email automations and upsells and one-click upsell and so many integrations. That's why this is the last thing you want to do, okay? So for those of you attending live, if you can please give me a thumbs up if more or less this chart, how I explained it, is more or less clear what I'm saying here. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Now, and again, if you have any questions about this, I'll be happy to answer them. Now, let's go to the roadmap, okay? This roadmap, as you will see here, is organized by stages as measured by your revenue, okay? So we have here, the first stage is $0 to $10,000 a month. That's the first stage. Then once you go from this place, you go to $10,000 to $25,000, then from $25,000 to $50,000, and then for $15,000 to $100,000, and then you can go beyond, obviously, $100,000, right? We're just plotting these key stages that are typically the most difficult ones, just like a rocket. When you launch a rocket into space, the rocket would typically use the highest amount of fuel in its first phases. of getting off the ground. And then once the rocket is, the closer to the space, the less fuel is required to move the rocket, basically, right? So these are the phases. And then we will look at these phases through three different dimensions. You will see your offer, what exactly should you be selling, and how exactly you are delivering what you're selling. And this is called also fulfillment part, right? Then we will look at what funnel to use, and we'll go a bit deeper into that. And also your team, people, primarily human beings, who will help you, who you should really hire, either part-time or full-time. What are the key roles that will really help you go from one stage to another? Okay, so this is how everything is organized. So let's first go into this one. And also for those of you attending live here, what I would so deeply appreciate, and I will not share your names, by the way, on the recording here. If you can please let me know in the chat what's your current monthly income. Okay, not profit, just let's focus just on income. Just type it in, monthly income right now. Okay, I would really appreciate it, so that I have a feeling of where you are. Okay, so that I can really serve you the best way possible. So okay, we have 1-0, so a beginner, starter, that's a good place to be. Everyone starts somewhere. So then we have also another beginner and another beginner. Okay, deep respect for sharing this. Okay, I totally. And then another one, 500. This is how it starts. Okay, and I'm so glad that you're here, because hopefully I'm so excited about this, that you will do something with this, and then you will not make the most common mistakes that people make. They either skip phases, or they're all over the place, and they just don't have either the focus and the clarity that is needed. Okay, so let's go straight to first phase. Okay, first phase is this one. Okay, and that's my recommendation, by the way, my advice. Now, obviously, you have your own preferences, you have your own internal desires, and how you want to show up and operate. I know some people that say, I don't want to be like, they don't want to be doing one-on-one sales calls, or perhaps they don't want to be working one-on-one with people, right? That's my beg the question, why are you then a coach, for example, and a therapist, right? But that's why this is for therapists, online coaches, trainers, consultant, experts. Okay, so it starts with a service. Okay, first one, you want to start with a service. And this service is simple, a one-on-one offer. You can call it one-on-one coaching, one-on-one mentorship, one-on-one advisory, one-on-one healing, whatever it is, you start one-on-one with those first 10 clients. Okay, typical offer price would be roughly, let's say, $3,000 to $10,000 per person, and the length of the program and the commitment would be typical 3 to 4 months, right? That's the ideal sweet spot. Now, you might start charging $2,000 or perhaps $1,000. That's okay, okay? Or you might start higher. Just depends on who are you serving, okay? So that's where you want to start. And also, by the way, here at this point, I also added here the profit margins as measured by your cash collected minus software cost, people cost, and any marketing or advertising cost. At this stage, your profit, take home profit, should be 80 to 90%. Very high, right? Because you don't have a lot of payroll, overhead costs with people. It's primarily, you're a solopreneur, long story short. Yeah. Obviously, you still need some software, I don't know, Zapier, and perhaps go high level and whatever you need to put, but generally it's a high profit. But also, you are the one, you are like doing everything, the jack of all trades, the marketing, the sales, the fulfillment. Okay, now typical fulfillment of this one-on-one coaching, okay, is weekly one-on-ones. Okay, imagine again a coaching program, you just deliver one-on-one session to each individual client. Okay, this can be a 40-minute, 45, 60, 30, that's up to you, totally up to you how you want to, what you include. You just want to deliver value and help your clients get results, basically, and overcome problems. Okay, also at this stage, you start creating some pre-made materials and content, right? At this stage, things are still a little bit messy and chaotic, and that's okay, right? You might accept some clients that have different problems. Let's say you might be a therapist, but you might accept a client that perhaps is having challenges with, for example, overweight, and then another one with depression and anxiety, and another one with deep, childhood trauma, right? Let's say that you are a hypnotherapist and somebody who can help people on emotional healing. it's on the beginning, it's okay to take on some clients as long as you can help them, okay? But you start creating pre-made content. By pre-made content is you want to also start creating some kind of a client journey that most clients will go through, right? Almost like a roadmap, right? And it doesn't have to be perfect. And then over time, you want to systemize things, as you will see, okay? So you want to, as I mentioned, start creating, fine-tuning, and documenting the ideal client journey. What is step 1, step 2, step 3, right? Or you might start documenting some of the content, materials, resources that you then prescribe to clients based on what you learn about them and from them on one-on-one calls. For example, let's take for example a therapist. For example, let's say that you are really great at helping people heal various emotional things, right? And you might have then, let's say, 5 different guided meditations, each for specific problem or objective, right? And then you simply prescribe your client, okay, based on where you are and when you want to go, listen to this guided audio meditation this week, for example, right? And then that's just how you can also use the pre-made content and materials, okay? There's also templates and chat, like prompts and so forth, right? Also, you want to be creating and documenting client materials. And at this point, you can serve, let's say, okay, there's a typo, let's say 10 active clients at any given time, okay? So this is this space, okay? One-on-one coaching. Also, a lot of people get a little bit uncomfortable, new coaches, by the way, when they hear about charging, I don't know, $2,000 for a 2-3 month program, right? Because they have either never charged that much, they perhaps believe that you might actually be that there are people are not willing to pay for that. So there's also a lot of mindset work done. But I can tell you one thing, okay, from my own experiences and working with others as well. If you're solving a big painful problem to an audience that is financially able and willing to pay, you will have no problem actually attracting clients. Obviously, it takes time, it takes effort, right? But as long as you're solving a big painful problem, like Tiffany, who is with us here today, big pressing problem, and you are helping and serving and calling in people who are financially able and well financially situated. So imagine high paid professionals, business owners, corporate executives, business leaders, entrepreneurs, right? Um, um, you will be doing just fine. Okay, so this is this phase. Now, what is the funnel? Okay, by funnel I simply mean the set of stages and steps that you take a stranger to becoming your client. Here is the simplest funnel of all. You don't go with any fancy low ticket webinars, all these things, just one-on-one messaging primarily. Now, you might still utilize one-to-many emails, sending out, perhaps posting on social media, but essentially what you want is you want to get people into some kind of a one-on-one conversation, either through text messages, WhatsApp voice calls, perhaps and then also free one-on-one calls such as demo calls, free consultation call, and so forth. That's a funnel. For this thing, you don't even need a website. Please hear me out on this one, okay? To get to first $10,000 a month, you can actually set up your simple one-pager inside Canva that I'm using today, okay? And I will even show you an example of the document, okay? So at this stage, you also want to be really, in a beautiful way, brutally focused and say no to all those things that are absolutely not essential. You don't need a fancy website. You don't need so many like fancy funnels and all these things, but you do need some kind of a traffic source, either content on social media or paid ads, and then getting people into DMs or one-on-one messages and start working and then start messaging with them, okay? And then getting them on a free one-on-one call through Calendly. For those of you who attended, who are right now here watching this, how many of you have ever booked a one-on-one call with somebody else through Calendly? Please give me a thumbs up, okay? Okay, so you know how that works, okay? You just book a call and you get on somebody's calendar, and then from there onwards, they deliver value. And if you're interested, you join the program. If not, that's how you do it, okay? Now, from the lens of your team, basically there's no team yet at this stage, unless you have a lot of savings and you're willing to invest. But at this stage, you want to invest in your skills and in your mindset primarily. And then also, very important, invest in various done for you services and systems, such as templates, pre-made systems, basically plug and play turnkey solutions that can help you get started as fast as humanly possible. Yeah, you do not, and ideally some kind of a, if you are not a tech savvy person, and I know most people are not, you want to have some form of a tech support. This tech support can be a part-time person. You can go to a platform like upwork.com and find a tech, somebody who is a specialist for just tech support from Philippines. By the way, people from Philippines, absolutely the best experience that I've ever had. Dedicated, punctual, high quality service. If you're hiring somebody like a virtual assistant that can help you from a developed country, from a third world country, go with Philippines. This is also super valuable. I've tried from all different countries, Latin America, India, Pakistan, I'm right now I'm just searching for people from Philippines. It's not like just Philippines, not Southeast Asia, Philippines. Hopefully this and they're also like super friendly. I mean, just amazing. Okay. And then accountant, part-time accountant, bookkeeping, by the way. This one, if you know how to, just do simple, make sure you pay your taxes, by the way. This is what I'm saying, okay? And that you pay not too much taxes, but enough, okay? So that's what you need. So let me, since most of you attending live here are at this stage, okay, focus on creating a one-on-one offer that solves a big problem to an audience that obviously has this problem, and also to an audience that is willing, financially able and willing to pay you. And then have a simple funnel, basically Calendly, you don't even need a website, Calendly link to schedule a call, and then getting people into your one-on-one messages, either Instagram DMs or WhatsApp or text or email. So that's first stage. Here you're basically selling service and your time. Okay, this is where all of us started. When you look at any or most people that you follow today, most of them started here. Most of them, right? Unless they were first a content social media creator and a social media influencer, they built a massive audience, right? And then from there, they could just start and selling online courses, one-to-many or digital products, right? That's a different story. But most people started actually like this, selling a service, yeah? One-on-one service. Now, let's go to the next phase. The next phase is from $10,000 to $25,000. Here, you start selling and offering what I call a cohort-based productized service. Oh my universe, this is such a fancy, complicated word, but what does it really mean? Okay, let me unpack this for you. By cohort-based productized service, I mean that you take this one-on-one coaching program that you've created, messy but good enough, okay? It works, it delivers the results. You take it and you productize it a little bit and you turn it into a group coaching program, okay? And it's a cohort-based group coaching program. So cohort-based means the following, okay? So by the way, how many of you have ever joined a group coaching program, more on the high ticket? For those of you attending live, please give me a thumbs up. Okay, so you have your own experience, okay? Cohort-based simply means that typically students, new students or new clients start together. So if you are the one hosting and running this cohort-based group coaching program, you would go into the mass launch mode. And let's say right now it's February 19th, and you would say, okay, the next or the first cohort of students starts, let's say, on mid-March, 15th of March, for example, and you only have first 10 slots available, for example, right? Or perhaps 15 or 20, whatever. This is what it means, okay? Now, as I mentioned, every cohort group starts together. And then here, very important, okay? Here, you can already have still one-on-one element. For example, you can have the moment somebody joins the program, you can hop on a one-on-one call with them, right? That's still, you can do that. But the main value comes from you actually leveraging pre-made client journey and materials. So imagine the moment somebody joins, there's a welcome video that, or perhaps a welcome post that welcomes them in the community. And then you have some pre-made content and perhaps a course, a journey that they can immediately start, right? And then what you do is you provide some kind of a one-on-one feedback or advice through comments. So imagine that you don't actually hop that much on one-on-one calls anymore at this point, okay? but what you do still provide personalized service. For example, you might give an assignment to your students in the program, and you ask them to post this assignment in comments below, or perhaps as a separate post in a community, and then you go in there and give them feedback on what they've created, for example, or perhaps you advise them based on what they've written, right? So this is what I mean one-on-one feedback through comments and posts, right? It's not you having one-on-one real-time calls with them, right? By default. And then also very important element is weekly group calls. So here you can have multiple calls a week. Ideally, on the beginning, you would want to have more than one, but you show up. It's a predetermined for example, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or every Tuesday or Thursday. You decide, but it's the same time of the day, the same days of the week, and you are there and you show up and you invite all your members of the program to come there and start and just you are there advising them on a one-to-many basis, just like right now when I'm this is initially a live session. We have a live audience here. At the end, I'll be answering questions live, right? To those who are attending here live. So that's basically then this stage from 20,000, so from 10 to 25. Here you want to have profit margin 70 to 80%. You will see a little bit lower than here because you will see now you already start investing a little bit more into perhaps software, and also, as you will see here, in building your team, right? So here, the funnel that you want to use, how do you exactly get people in? You want to use a free community. Very important. Now, this goes beyond the scope of this workshop, but if there's one thing that you want to be building is your email list and your free community, either using a platform like School or Facebook groups, or Go High Level has an amazing feature. We use Go High Level. I love it. But basically, you want to have a free community, a free container where all your leads, free leads, and all your paying clients come in and they can, it's almost like your online forum, basically your audience. You want to be having your own container where you nurture your audience. So that's a free community. Then you want to be doing live events, live webinars, live web classes, live workshops like this one, to deliver value in advance, to establish your authority, build trust, and then bring people closer again to one-on-one DMs and free one-on-one calls, right? So typical way to sell, for example, a high-ticket coaching program. And by the way, this group, I forgot to cover this. This cohort group coaching, same price more or less than the one-on-one coaching. So roughly $3,000 to $10,000, just depends on who you serve and what problems are you solving. And then the length is, let's say, $3,000 to $4,000. The length is 3 to 4 months, for example, a typical length, right? Just recently, I joined a same coaching program. It was $6,000 for 5 months, right? And it's just basically a school community with pre-made content, a course inside, and weekly coaching calls. That's it, right? Well worth the investment. And now I will be joining another one, which is $15,000. Same model, basically, pre-made content, weekly coaching calls for me to get advice, and then one-on-one feedback. For example, I submitted my offer, and then those experts give me feedback on what I've created, right? So these are the core components of this, okay? The funnel, free community, free webinars, and one-on-one DMs, free one-on-one calls. Now, on these webinars, workshops, web classes, you can call them however you want. You can, as long as you deliver value towards the end of the live. These are free, by the way. Typically, these are free value in advance events, right? They typically do live. You invite people to join your program, okay? So that's how it works. And then you will give them a checkout link to buy, pay a deposit, or for those people who want to learn more, they simply schedule a one-on-one call with you, and then you take that from there. At this point, the team, okay? And this is where it gets really interesting. At this point, you want to have, ideally, these are the key roles: appointment setter, or some kind of a virtual assistant that can do a lot of things, right? By the way, these are not people, obviously these are humans, but one human being can wear multiple different hats and play different roles. For example, you can have the same person, just like in our team, we have the same person who is both the appointment setter, basically proactively reaching out to people, Joshua, for example, in this case, and then giving them value in advance, helping them, advising them, and if there's a fit, they would bring them closer to a demo call, which is with our sales team, and this is a sales rep or a closer. And all of this, you can start part-time, by the way. That you don't have to commit 6 month salary, and like you can start part-time, hourly basis, so forth, right? And then also a client success rep, somebody who basically just takes care of the community, nurturing all these things. Marketing, everything marketing, if you ask me, in today's world of AI, as a business owner, I believe, that's my belief, some people might disagree, is the marketing part, like the emails that you're writing out, the content that you're creating for social media, you should be owning that, if you ask me. And then the most time consuming heavy lifting, I don't know, editing videos, producing videos, that you can give to somebody else. But marketing, I would still, I'm still doing it by myself. And I already have a team, but I'm still doing it. Okay. So that's the phase of $10,000 to $25,000 a month. Okay, it's a cohort group coaching. And then from this phase onward, you will see how everything connects and everything stacks. Okay, so when you go from one phase to another, you're not just necessarily completely ditching the other one. When you are at this phase here, okay, cohort group coaching, if you choose so, you can still have a few slots open for one-on-one coaching or one-on-one work. But what happens at this point, and that's the beautiful part, is you raise your prices because you have more demand already here. You can raise your prices for one-on-one, and you can accept fewer number of people, right? So if you look at today, for example, Regan Hillier and Juan Pablo Brona and many people who sell mass online programs, they still work one-on-one with clients. The only difference is that they're way more selective who they accept in, and they charge way more, right? And they have a fewer number of one-on-one clients, okay? So everything stacks basically on top of together. Now, let's go to the next phase, which is $25,000 to $50,000. Now, this is already a nice level of this is, for example, here at this stage, you are at a 7-figure business, basically. Sorry, six figure business, right? $10,000, it's to 25, this is still 6-figure. Here you're approaching a 7-figure, you're on a path to 7 figures, but not yet there, right? To $1 million business, basically. $25,000 to $50,000 a month, okay? Here you want to have profit margins roughly 60 to 70%, because there's more expenses now on marketing and perhaps paid ads and people also, okay? Here, you turn your cohort group coaching into an evergreen coaching. So more or less similar program, but improved based on all the learnings that you got, fine-tuned, tweaked, and now it's evergreen. Similar price, similar length. Now the only difference is the program is now open for enrollment 24/7. Basically, you are marketing and selling it, you or your team 24/7. Yeah. So new clients can start at any time. It's a self-paced journey. People can come in, they can start their journey. Again, it's based on pre-made client journeys and materials that you created in the first phase, then one-on-one feedback through comments that can come either from you or from people, your assistants or client success managers or that you have on the team. And then weekly group calls that again can be hosted by you or eventually even some other people that are qualified to actually deliver value to the community, right? So eventually you want to perhaps also remove yourself from certain basically processes of the business so that you can enjoy life, right? And that business can serve you, not the other way around. Okay, so that's the biggest difference here. This evergreen group coaching now becomes more scalable because it just people can join at any given time and everything is in place. Now in this point, you and your team just focuses on marketing and sales, right? Here the funnel more or less the same. It's a free community still. Free community will play a base for everything moving ahead. Then evergreen webinars, so the webinars that perform really well or the content, you can create them, you can put them on an evergreen or perhaps any long form videos on YouTube or any other freebies. Basically any video that's at least 20-30 minutes long can be treated as an evergreen webinar where you give value in advance and then you invite people to go closer towards your offer. And then still one-on-one DMs and free one-on-one calls. The biggest difference here is this, that you have your team doing all the sales calls. No longer, by this time, you are just showing up in the community. That's it. and creating content perhaps. And this is where like where you start really stepping into a freedom, because you have a team in place that's helping you just take the all the things that you do not want to be doing. The team will be doing them, and you can just focus on the things that you really love and enjoy, right? Whatever that is to you. So that's the this phase, the evergreen group coaching. And then the final phase is from 50 to $100,000. This is where you start selling group courses, evergreen autopilot courses and memberships. This is where the profit margin you want to aim at 50%, 60%, somewhere there. And this is where you introduce courses that are open for purchases 24/7. New clients, customers can start at any time, self-paced journey, pre-made client journey materials, everything here. And by the way, as I mentioned again, when you reach this phase, you are not selling only courses. You also have a high ticket group coaching program. You might even have cohorts starting every once in a while, it just depends. And you might still have perhaps a few one-on-one clients. What changes is that you start charging way more for one-on-one work, or you might just skip it and don't do it altogether. If you don't want to be doing one-on-ones, that's okay. And you have these group coaching programs still. The reason why you would ideally still want to have these group coaching programs is you need a strong high ticket in the back end, specifically when you start running paid ads. That's also important. So from this point onward, you start selling digital products, right? So you can see how the journey goes. It starts with a service, basically one-on-one coaching. Then you transition to, you evolve it into cohort-based productized service. This is cohort group coaching programs that starts, for example, every two months, for example. Then you have evergreen productized service. This is where everyone can just join your group coaching program at any time. Then you go to digital products. These are basically digital goods. People buy a course, they get a login, and they can start their journey. And then the only thing that needs to happen, perhaps a customer support if they have problems logging in, but you don't have to deliver any value. The fulfillment is fully automated, completely automated. Yeah. And at this stage, same. Now you move evergreen webinars a little bit above the free community, and there's a reason for that, is because now you start driving some paid traffic and other traffic sources also to evergreen webinars that sell not your coaching program but your courses. All roads lead to community, and then eventually you might still have one-on-one DMs and free calls. And by the way, when I say you, I don't mean you personally, but your team. Yeah. So selling any high ticket program will require typically one-on-one communication through direct messages, emails, texts, WhatsApps, and then one-on-one calls. Again, at this stage, you're no longer doing any of this. It's your team doing it. Yeah. So wonderful. So now we covered this roadmap. Okay. So now you know, like you have now a little bit more clarity how to approach. So now, for example, if somebody is just starting out, if you're starting out, just skipping these phases is, by my personal opinion, not very wise. It just delays your progress. Even though I know that a lot of people, perhaps even you, want to just skip and jump directly to selling just courses for $200. I know how that feels. Just know that if you go this route, you are basically, how do you say it? You're stacking odds against you almost, right? I'm not saying it's not possible. It's possible, absolutely. But you need a large audience, and you need also a lot of cash in the bank to maintain a lot of big audience, a lot of cash to fund the growth and just getting customers in, because acquiring customers is typically the most expensive part, right? Which brings me again why, for example, selling low ticket items doesn't like at this stage doesn't make sense, because getting new clients in is expensive, long story short. And I'm not talking now from the mindset and energy or vibration of scarcity. Just the numbers say to acquire and get one new client in, it takes some money and some time and a lot of energy, right? So that's why would you invest? Imagine if you need to invest 2 hours of your time. Let me give you an example. 2 hours of your time. In one scenario, you invest 2 hours of your time to get somebody and convince them to pay you $29. Okay. And then the same 2 hours can get you somebody who pays you $3,000, right? Which one would you choose, right? And also, there's one hidden thing about high ticket and low ticket. Typically, this is not just my experience. It's also experience of many other people who have been selling all these different spectrum, different pricing. Here's the thing: people who pay more are typically less demanding clients. This is almost like a paradox. The more people pay, typically, if you do a good job in marketing and qualifying, the less demanding they are. In fact, the most demanding people are the ones that are most financially struggling and they pay the least, right? So that's another reason why you want to lead with a high ticket offer, okay? Now, let me show you another thing that illustrates this point with numbers a little bit, okay? So for those of you who are more visual, I've shown you this chart here, how to approach high ticket, low ticket, and now you also have the roadmap. Now let's go also to this table here. So this table here illustrates the power of high ticket offers, okay? And it's just an example to illustrate why you want to really start with a high ticket, okay? Always, specifically if you're starting out, okay? Is here we have three examples, okay? They're not just hypothetical, they're real, based on real numbers, okay? The reason why I say hypothetical, because your high ticket offer does not have to be $10,000, okay? It can be $3,000. This is just to illustrate how numbers play and dance together, and how it does not make sense to start with a low ticket offer, okay? Or even a mid ticket offer. So imagine and I'll bring my magic my magic pen here, okay? So imagine your goal is $30,000 a month, okay? So this is this row here, $30,000 a month, okay? So, and we have then here 30,000 here, 30,000, 30,000, 30,000, and then we have different offer pricing, okay? So in this example, you're selling a $10,000 program, let's say a 3-month one-on-one program to high net worth individuals, let's say, right? And then here you're selling, let's say, $1,000 program. So it goes by the way, by a factor of 10, it goes down, okay? That's how it works. Now, what's the most important part is that if you want to hit, let's say, I'll clear, if you want to hit $30,000 a month with a $10,000 offer, you basically need, the math is simple here, only 3 clients, okay? And with a typical lead to purchase conversion rate, by lead, I mean anyone who express interests in your offer, and you can reach out to them via some form of messaging, email, WhatsApp, voice, perhaps text, right? A typical lead conversion here is 5%, okay? So you basically need, again, for those of you who are not that, my brain is fully wired with math, right? So this comes naturally to me. I'll do my best to explain this. But for this to work, you just basically need 60 leads in a month. 60 people who say, I'm just interested in you potentially helping me solve this problem. And by leads, I mean an email address, a phone number, or somebody who reaches out to you, or you reach out to them on Instagram DMs, for example. 60 people come in, okay? If they're somehow interested, you will, and with an average closing rates and all these things, you will turn 5% of these 60 people into your clients. That's how you get 3 clients, okay? So the message here, you will see what I'm getting here. Let's go now to the $1,000, okay? Same goal. So if your goal is $30,000 a month and your offer is now $1,000, then to get this 30,000, you would need then 30 people enrolling into your program, okay? Simple math. And conversion rate here, typical conversion rate, lead to purchase goes up a little bit, because the lower the price, the higher the conversion, okay? Roughly 10% is almost like an industry benchmark. So now you need 300 leads, okay? 300 leads. And then so forth. And let's go to the most extreme. If you have a $10 offer, okay? Now you need 3,000 purchases, okay? To hit $30,000 a month. And you need 10,000 leads need to get in. You know how many content pieces you need to publish online and how many ads you need to run to generate 10,000 leads, right? So what I am basically, the message that I am trying to get across here is the following. Obviously, start with the high ticket. It doesn't have to be $10,000. It can be $2,000. It can be $3,000. But the message I'm trying to get here, you need way less volume. You need way less leads. You need to reach way fewer number of people, generate fewer number of leads to hit the same income goal than with a lower priced offer. That's why the price of your offer, and here's a mic drop moment, okay? Wow, thank you, universe. The price of your offer is the single biggest leverage point on your roadmap and your pathway and your journey towards whatever your goal is. It's the price. It's the price, okay? Please take this home, okay? And now you know why. Because the higher the price, the fewer number of people you need to get in to reach your goal, okay? To reach your income goal. So that's how the whole thing works. Now, and this is pretty much when it comes to the $100,000 roadmap. Now you have more clarity. Alongside with this video training, this workshop, you will also receive access to these diagrams, by the way. So if you're watching the recording right now, you will find the links here below this video. If you're attending a live session right now, you will have all these materials published inside iTwin community, okay, at your disposal so that you can digest them. Now, what I would love to do, for those of you attending live here, I would love to answer any questions that you might have. So there are two ways. You can write it in the chat here, or you can simply turn on your microphone and just start speaking. Whichever is fine. This is a safe space. I invite you to ask any question. I would love to answer and help you out, by the way, help you get more clarity, perhaps help you take action and move forward. Now here's an example. Since I'm waiting, in the meantime, as I'm waiting for questions, let me give an example of a beautiful, this is an example, by the way, of an iTwin accelerator. This is the program that's opening doors very soon. We are starting on March 17th. It says here, by the way, March, in fact, there's already only 17 slots. We start on March 17th. It's a program, and I'll send you this document where basically me and my team will do all the heavy lifting for you. We already have one member here, Tiffany. By the way, you get all of this. It's already included. Basically, we'll set up your funnel, the one-on-one mentorship. I will not even go into that. I just want to show you the document you can create in Canva. This is basically the only sales page we have for this program. That's it. And tomorrow I will also record a video, and you can embed a video into this Canva document that you cannot do in Google Docs, right? So this documents like this are perfect for this space here, okay? For this one-on-one coaching phase, and even this phase here, right? We are now in group coaching actually, and this is the document that you can create. Program summary, who is this for, program start, program length, available slots, what's included, breaking down, one-on-one mentorship, done for you service, group coaching, video training, software and tools that you get, tech support, community, and then I'm still working on this, by the way, 12-week roadmap, but the first 6 and 7 weeks are already cleared, by the way. I'll send you this document. So that's how you want to then document your offer using this, just a program summary. And this document is used to show them either on your webinars to your community or on one-on-one demo or sales calls, and then after sales calls as well, okay? So let's say, Els is saying here in the chat, I find it difficult to imagine people would pay that much for a package of a coaching service for 3 months, especially if they don't know who you are. That's a great point. Okay, that's an amazing point. Els, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. And we also have here Gloria. I didn't notice. I accepted you. Gloria, welcome. Latrice, also welcome. And then also, okay, I already welcomed Leila, Paula, Tiffany, and also Kariana. Okay, so the question is, and this is a common concern. I will not say it's an objection. It's also a limiting belief, okay? Here's why. There are, just in United States alone, there are, I think, like number of millionaires. Let's say, let's go to Perplexity, okay? let's do this. Number of millionaires in the US. Okay, so for those of you attending live, what do you think is the number of wealthy people as measured? Let's simplify: number of millionaires in the United States. For those of you attending live, or even if you're watching, just think about the number that comes to your mind, okay? And let me know in the chat, for those of you who are attending here, what do you think? How many millionaires are there in the United States? Like, millionaires is like very well financially. These are high-paid professionals. Like, okay, Leila says 1.6 million. So let's see, number of millionaires in the United States. Um, so in the United States, there are 22 million millionaires, okay? 22 million millionaires. So roughly what, 8% of the population are millionaires, are high net worth individuals, okay? And you would find similar pattern, similar percentages ratio in all Western civilizations, economies, Europe, Australia, similar, okay? So going back to the question that Els said, I find it difficult to imagine people would pay. So, okay, I didn't answer this question, but I'm getting there. Like, okay, there are people who are able to pay. But the question is, are they willing to pay? Okay, also very important. Here's two simple criteria to else is the first thing I just covered right now. People need to be, let me bring my pen. In fact, Canva has a pen. I can draw in here. So two criteria. This one is a little bit, no, I don't like this one. I'll just skip back to Zoom, okay? Two criteria. The first one is I just mentioned right now. They need to be financially able, okay? That's a first criteria, else, sorry. And then the other very important criteria is they need to have a big painful problem right now, or they need to be experiencing a big painful, pressing, challenging problem related to their perhaps finances. Can be. You have, by the way, rich, wealthy people who have money problems. Like, just think taxes, I don't know, lawsuits. Like you would be surprised. Then, not sure how to draw the health, but health problems, health and wellness. So think about physical health problems, weight problems, sleeping problems. Think about emotional problems. Think about eating problems, drinking problems, addictions. Think about stress, anxiety, depression, loneliness, alcohol, drug abuse, relationships, divorce, like problems related to perhaps, I don't know, conceiving a baby, right? I just met a member of Vitamin Accelerator. One of her specialties is helping you conceive, right? So big pressing problem. And else, if not if, when you find with your ads and when you offer these people who meet these two criteria, now hopefully you can imagine people are willing to pay for this. They are willing to pay, absolutely. I know a lot of them. I'm one of them, by the way. And it's a matter of it's a fact now. And there are a lot of them out there, yeah. And there's always, like, just like people, there's always a certain percentage of people who will buy a business class flight and stay in 5 stars hotels. That same people are buying, absolutely. And I invite you to step into this mindset of not just some fake abundance, but like, now there are people out there who have money and also are facing big pressing problems. I mean, we can even ask Perplexity, okay, how many of them, let me help you out, okay? Perhaps, in fact, let's say, I will put here, just a second, let me delete this. What if I go here and how many of them, let's say, and how many of, I mean, all of them, I don't even have to ask AI. All of them face some form of problems. They might be divorcing, they might be emotional, physical. So I really invite you to, there are people out there, and here's another mic drop moment, okay? Else, Tiffany, Lauren, Kariana, or you, my dear friend, watching this right now through the recording, There is a group of people out there, the audience, that is waiting exactly and especially for you to show up. There are out there. There are. There might not be 10 million of them, but there are perhaps, I don't know, 1,000 people, 1,000 clients, or perhaps 100. But they are out there waiting for you to show up, waiting for a person that is just like you, looks like you, speaks like you, has a weird accent like you have, perhaps like me, European accent, is from Europe, it has something, they're just waiting for you to show up. Okay. Another thing that I invite you to really step into this, it's, if you think that, oh, like I'm nothing special, why would people charge me? Like, okay, then I invite you to work on your internal beliefs, perhaps, and that's okay. There are people out there, and everyone who you see today is at some level ahead of you or a few steps ahead of you started at ground zero or went through the similar phases. Where did the Beatles start playing? In a dungy underground, I don't know, basement, playing to 5 drunken people in Liverpool, right? How did Lady Gaga start, right? I don't know, doing weird shows for everyone starts somewhere, by the way. So anyways, great question, Els, super relevant. Hopefully this is relevant. Now, Els is also saying, I'm not in the United States. I currently charge 70 euros per hour session, and I've been told that is too much. Okay. Um, another I'm also not from the United States. And I'm being told that I charge too less. So why is that? Okay. Not because I'm better in any way. It's just else you can still market to people in Europe, in Australia, right? And if you are now, I will step a little bit into energetics and internal work, which I believe is very important, right? And who do you want to attract, and your certain beliefs and emotional wounds and how we've been raised up, right? Is, well, if you've been told that you charge too much, there are two reasons for that, else. And I'll speak now very playfully, directly, but with all love and respect. Two reasons why people are telling you that you charge too much. Either you work with wrong people, or you are not delivering value. And I would bet it's the first one. You're working with the wrong people, which is typically the result of our internal childhood programming and how we were raised and our beliefs, who will be serving this, and like, oh, people will not be buying, and like, oh, like, and sometimes also our own insecurities, and we all do have them, like, are really like, oh, what if somebody pays me $3,000 and I cannot like deliver? Oh my universe, like, yeah, I all of us have this to some degree, right? These are all super healthy questions, else, and I really invite you to connect with this. I would be willing to bet 10 push-ups that you are simply talking to the wrong people. And the reason why you're talking to the wrong people, because I would say there's internal beliefs, perhaps some insecurities, perhaps some, like, just, or perhaps just trying to offer and sell this to people who are at your level. I know it's difficult. For example, if marketing and selling to somebody who is 10 times, 100 times, I don't know, financially wealthier than you, like, it's difficult, right? Because we have these limiting beliefs. Oh, like, we would typically sell to or market to people who are somehow behind us, or I don't know, a few steps behind us, that, like, you want to go up, not down. Yeah, hopefully this makes sense. Super valuable, by the way, question, else. Okay. Then else is saying, I guess I usually target people who don't have money. Yes. Oh, this is another, especially if you are a light worker like I am, and I think many of people attending here live, and you like crystals, and Palo Santo here, and more crystals here, and and you care about helping people, then there's a all of light workers, most of light workers have this hard time of charging more, selling. They just want to give everything away for free. My belief is, after working with world-class leaders in this realm, like Juan Pablo Barona, Regan Hiller, Vision, most light workers need to do serious inner job, like, and serious inner healing. It's okay to offer service for free, right? But if you want to, but not to everyone, right? And there needs to be a healthy, balanced, harmonious energy exchange between how much value you're creating and how much value you're getting back, and also for who are you creating it for. So these are just my 2 cents on that. Els, thank you so much. I really appreciate you being here and being raw and real and sharing this here. Paula, welcome. Good to have you here. Looking great. Please just kindly turn on your microphone. You should be yeah, you're unmuted. Good to see you.
And yeah, nice to see you again. So my question is, what's the difference between what you're offering right now versus the Go High Level or Starter Soul that we were on previously? Reason for me asking is because I just started watching the lessons, but I noticed that you're not there anymore. So I want to make an educated decision because this has been my goal for a few months already. I'm doing live events and I'm doing more in person, but it doesn't take away the fact that I also want to have an online platform. And
Amazing, Paula. Yes. By the way, welcome. Good to have you here. Um, so here's the biggest difference in Starter Soul. In full transparency, the iTwin Accelerator is a $10,000 program, by the way, but it starts that's the value, at least more, but it is $1,000 a month. Okay, so just for that is we are and will be doing way more heavy lifting. When I say we, I mean me and my team. For example, we will set up all your funnels. You will simply need to go in and edit the text. There's way more hand holding, for example, in iTwin Accelerator. The Starter Soul it was just a membership program that also gave you, for example, access to let's say Go High Level account and training, but we as a team didn't actually go in. There was no one-on-one element. It's just a different offer basically. Here in this program, we do more heavy lifting for you, and you also have, like, you will have, for example, your dedicated Slack channel where 25, not 24, 24 5 tech support. So like can you please set me this funnel up, and then somebody from our team will actually go in, yeah, Paula, we just did it, like, here you go, here are the links, and we do the tech heavy lifting for you. That's why for example, this iTwin Accelerator is limited only to 20 people. It's not a mass program. It's because I'm still building the team in the back end, and we want to be mindful not to just suddenly flood ourselves and overwhelm ourselves, which we did in the past. That was also one of my mistakes and learnings. So hopefully this answers your question, Paula.
yes, but I have another question.
Please
So
go ahead.
that means that you would still do the whole Go High Level if you still use it, and I wouldn't have to take care of anything. I mean, what if I want to do it in Spanish? I know that you guys aren't Spanish speaking people, so how would that work?
So
And the ads, would I have to add if I want to do paid advertisement? That would go aside, like it wouldn't be part of the actual monthly fee, or would it?
great question. So if you intend to do in Spanish language, this will be difficult, for example, because I will not be able to give you feedback. I mean, I could be translating, but it might be a little bit more time consuming. That we could solve, giving you feedback on your copy and your offer, right? In Spanish, it would just be a little bit more complicated for us. Um, you would still, in one way or another, for example, when I say we would set up for you, let's say the funnel, we would go in, let me give you an example. Imagine your website and your marketing system and sales system is like a building, right? It needs to have walls, it needs to have pillars, it needs to have floors, stairs, elevators, electricity, water, plumbing, all these things. So we would, in this program, we will build the building for you. So all the floors, electricity, all the cables connect, the building is there. We would even bring furniture into the building, and we would put it into your floor, right? But then you would have to go in and rearrange things. But when I say rearrange, I mean just in the context of a funnel and a website, you would go in and you would have to change the copy if you don't like it, right? Like the headlines, for example, of the landing page, or the emails, you would have to go in and change the emails, for example, or a Calendly, a widget for booking calls, right? We would set it up for you, configure everything, but you would have to go into your Calendly account, for example, and just review the settings that we do, not technical, but the description, is the description accurate, for example, right? And then edit it, for example, right? So it's like we set up, imagine sending you, here, Google Documents are here, the text is inside, just please review it and tweak it according to your business and to your offer. And here are AI prompts that will help you write the copy also as well. Does this make sense, Paula? Oh, the first part of the question.
Yes, yes. And the
Okay,
more you
go
the
ahead.
more you answer, the more questions I have. How long will this take? You say because it's a monthly fee. So how long is this program that I can actually start seeing the fruits of my investment? Okay, you set up.
In the first 2 weeks, you will start seeing fruits of your investment. So if I go here, the current roadmap as defined here, you will see, for example, in, let's say, in a week by week, in the first week, you and I will work together on creating and defining your offer. The outcome will be you will have an offer DNA completed and also offer one-pager document completed. By the way, you are looking at the offer one-pager document, which is, you see, fairly simple and short. It's not that complicated to do that. Okay, so that's step one, and of course we will help you complete that. Then in week 2, you're going immediately into the beta launch. Beta launch is essentially the first the first the first type of offer where you, let me scroll up, sorry, beta launch, where we will set up for you a minimal viable sales funnel. This is an Instagram and DM automation. We will build it for you on ManyChat or inside Go High Level. Then Calendly event, you will set up your Calendly account, but we would go in and we would complete the link, the description, confirmation, email, reminders, everything. This is where in your case it might be a little bit tricky because of the Spanish language, right? None of us speaks language on our Spanish on our
If
end.
I have the format, I could translate it or
Yeah,
adapt it, which
yeah,
wouldn't be a
yeah,
problem because
yeah,
AI could actually help me write
yes.
the
So
emails.
in the first 2 weeks, we set up the whole thing, beta launch setup, Calendly qualification form completed. You can see almost milestones for demo call, for questions that only qualified people book a call with you. Then we will create payment links for you based on the offer DNA inside Go High Level, connect Go High Level with Stripe, then create payment complete Go High Level automation. That simply means when somebody makes a payment, you get a client that they at least receive an email. Hey, thanks for joining. Step one, go here, do that, right? Then Calendly event completed client call, right? So that people can book a call with you, your clients one-on-one. We will do all of that for you. You would just need to go in and just set the text and descriptions and these elements that you would need to review, basically, right? So that's week 2. And in week 3, beta launch start, free community setup. You start sending invite emails, social media posts, perhaps one-on-one outbound messages, paid ads activated. Now we come to the paid ads. I will actually, and my team will also hop on a call with you. There's also one thing here listed and we will help you set up your account. You and I, for example, will hop on a call and we will set up paid ads for you. And if it's not me, it will be somebody from the team. It will be a one-on-one call. And okay, Paula, please share your screen. Let's go to your business manager in Meta. In fact, please give us access. In fact, I will be clicking and you will be watching, right? And just set up the whole thing for you, basically. So that's
Okay.
just first 3 weeks, right? And then it's an ongoing, it's a 12-week program. Then there'll be a lot of training, a lot of coaching calls, but it's the heavy lifting here. You see, done for you service. We will build for you minimum viable sales funnel. with all the technical nuts and bolts included. Then set up the Go high level account, the subdomain setup, integration, so that everything, community setup, integration. And by the way, when I say community, many of you have already joined iTwin community. It looks like it's it's a beautiful interface, also powered by Go High Level. We will help you set up this as well. In fact, we will set it up for you. You'll just have to go in, Paula, please change this cover image, okay? Change the description, set up a welcome pin post. You have it here. Uh,
I don't
guide you
have
step.
access. I don't think I'll have access.
You will have, but you can just go to there's an invitation. By the way, in the email that you received for this workshop, there is a link that just search for iTwin community, and there's a link.
Okay.
There's a link to join. Yeah.
Essentially, what you're doing is what you taught us to do on a Go High Level by ourselves, but now that burden is lifted, and I don't have to worry about it, and I don't have to learn all those things, and you
Yeah.
guys take care of
Yeah. Correct. Correct. Basically, that's why it's a first cohort of students coming in. As you can see here, I still need to, at this point, again, another proof that you start with things that are not necessarily perfect. You will get amazing value, by the way, right? But you see, after week 8, I don't know yet what will exactly, for sure we will deliver value, right? But whatever it will be to get you the results, basically. And all these things, by the way, the roadmap is still not finalized, but all the things that you get that's included is already nicely defined here. Yeah, in one place. So yeah, we will do all of the tech heavy lifting for you. I want to emphasize, you would still have access to Go high level account, and you will need to log in and at least review the copy, right? Hey, please check if this is a tweak it or change the headline so that it matches what you want to communicate and it's your offer. But more basically, the biggest roadblock for most people at one of these stages here, the first 2 or 3 stages, it's just tech. Just all this connecting, all these cables, digital cables of integrations and automations and pages and links and oh my universe, like we will take care of all of that. Now, of course, with your participation, you will need to know, we will create something called the launch deck, one simple Google document that has all the key links in one central place so that you always know like where to send people, like you will have high crystal clarity on everything. So you will still be involved, of course, with your feedback, but the most heavy lifting part will be done by us. For example, you will be the one, we will even propose like, here are, Paula, 3 freebies that we recommend you create, right? And you might say, oh, I like this one, right? But you will then have to actually film it, for example, with a screen recording like Loom or Zoom, for example, right? That we cannot do. Only you can do that as a coach. You know what I mean?
AI can do it.
Can,
Just
but I would not use yet AI avatars, yeah, for this. So yeah, hopefully I
so
answered.
within the third week, I could actually start running my ads and get some clients,
Yeah,
hopefully.
yeah, yeah. And we would start with this funnel here, one-on-one DMs and free one-on-one calls, getting people basically into your, this is where we would start. And just, I suspect that you would start with just get first few one-on-one clients in, start working with them, get value. Perhaps you might not have to start with $3,000. You can start perhaps with $1,000, perhaps, right? Like just get some momentum coming in. That's okay. Yeah. So, Paula, let me just answer here. We have Kariana also saying, and then happy to come back to you. Yeah. So I appreciate you that you are here for us in so many ways. Thank you so much for sharing this. I have been posting daily on Instagram since your last course. The ideas that come to me are endless, which is amazing. Amazing. I still am not reaching clients yet, just friends. What's your loving advice to reach more people and land clients? I'm doing all free versions that I can for now. I do hashtags. I know it all takes time, but just looking to refine and keep pushing through to that breakthrough and let people see my value. Thank you so much. Yeah. So Karina, thank you. This is a typical situation. So on social media, one this is, I'm personally not big fan of what I'm about to share, but eventually creating content that has a viral potential. Um, and this is a deep rabbit hole, we can go deep, but content that it's not necessarily magnetic in terms of attracting clients, but has a viral potential that perhaps there are many different ways. By the way, Kariana, have you tried and have you been using iTwin software?
Yes,
Okay.
I maxed it out.
Okay. How long have you been using it, by the way? Approximately.
Since the iTwins course with you, what was that? In January?
Okay. So now it's so much better. But long story short, so iTwin software is currently primarily created to create what I call magnetic content that's designed to attract ideal clients, right? Not necessarily have potential to go viral because viral content needs to steer either emotions or you've seen how this works, right? My short answer to this would be Carriera. And again, every solution has its own pros and cons and trade-offs, right? Would be just paid ads, paid ads, paid ads. And I would also be curious to see your content, for example. By the way, if you share your Instagram handle here, link in the chat, and if you want, I can review right now and give you some feedback if you would want.
Sure, great.
Yeah. So paid ads, and then just yeah. Let's see, right? Ideally, you also want to. Another potential way would be to create. Okay, jabber away.
Well, I think I spelled it wrong.
Perfect.
Just one A, not two.
Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, perfect. Great job, by the way, Kariana.
Mhm.
Just starting out, amazing. Three things for engaging conversations.
So a lot
Okay,
of those, the videos are from iTwins,
perfect, perfect,
the
amazing.
content anyway.
So here's perhaps some real-time feedback. Okay,
Hmm.
so notice how, for example, the font. This let's call this text overlays, titles are a little bit difficult to read, right?
Okay.
Just this is one. Now on the newsfeed, typically it's. By the way, great job on just getting out there. Oh my universe, this is just I get just goosebumps. Uh, Obviously, there's room for improvement, but just you getting
Yes.
out there, amazing. For those of you attending live and watching this, please see this. Okay, this is such like a golden medal goes to Kariena for just getting out there. All of us have this SMS symptom, which is social media shyness, to some degree, right? SMS symptom. Uh, great point. What I would eventually recommend that you do. Unfortunately, I cannot hear one. Okay, wait a second.
The three traits of engaging conversations you've never considered before. One, embrace vulnerability.
Okay, first feedback, Kariana.
Hmm.
I invite you to smile. Just put a smile. You have a beautiful smile. Just how this helps. This might sound a bit weird when you're filming, but we need to almost like hey, right? Not necessarily fake it, just a little bit amplify the smile, right? Um, and I know, by the way, all this is so difficult when you're in front of the camera. You need to think what you will say, and then you have the laptop in front of you, and all this. Just continue cranking this. Um, and also, by the way, so okay, that's one. Smile, please. Okay, invitation. Just a second. Okay, that one, unfortunately, I don't understand. Probably I'm not your. Okay, hard to read.
Hmm.
Okay, let's go to this one.
My 6 secrets to making genuine connections with anyone. Simple and powerful. Step one, start by actively listening to others. This shows that you really truly value their thoughts and feelings. Step two, share personal stories. This fosters a sense of vulnerability and trust, making the conversation more authentic. Step 3 is
Okay, here's one, by the way, really amazing. By the way, this is so cool. Perhaps one editing trick, perhaps. When you're filming in one go, you film, okay, and perhaps split the whole thing into sections as you're filming. Let me give you an example. So this one is titled, let's say, 6 steps to being an awesome in front of the camera, okay? So you would start filming, and you're already filming, okay? The camera is on already. You put a smile on, right? And here are let me do this again. Here are 6 steps to become even more awesome in front of the camera. Okay, what's the first step, right? And then you can quite literally look into the laptop. Okay, the first step is, I don't know, hold this crystal very tight in your hands. Okay, I'm just making this up, right? Okay. Number 1, make sure that you hold your special crystal very close to your heart, because when you have it close to your heart, it emanates your energy and vibrancy, and it helps you attract your ideal clients. Okay, what's number 2? Okay, have some Palo Santo. Okay, Palo Santo. Okay. Number 2, use Palo Santo. Palo Santo can help you clear up the space and clear evil spirits out of your room. And this will help you elevate your energy even more, and people watching your videos will notice it. Right? And then you go into the editing and you just remove all the things that where you're looking away from the camera. And then what will be the end outcome? You looking at the camera all the time. Make sense?
Yes. What editing software are you using?
Sorry?
What editing software?
iMovie. iMovie or Vid, I just tried recently. Vid.io is also really, really cool and good. Yeah. iMovie, if you're using MacBook, I assume, are you using, yeah. Okay, so
Well, I
iMovie.
try whatever.
Yeah. iMovie or Vid.io. So that's one career, okay? Another one is if when you go in front of the camera, you can just you can just hit one record, and in one setting try to film as many videos as possible, right? Just one file, perhaps, right? Okay, you might split files into separate sessions, but that's one advice. Now, another thing, typically for social media, 6 steps is too much. Ideally, you want to have maximum 4. Like, ideal sweet spot is 3. Human brain becomes overwhelmed when it's like, every time I see like 27 steps or 27 ideas, next. It's like, but if you say 3, right? So I would just limit it to 3. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, right? That's one. Let's see. So these are just editing that will make your videos
keeps building trust in your professional relationships.
Yeah, you see like the free version, obviously.
yeah.
Sometimes on Instagram, because I'm completely new to Instagram as well, things are cut off. I'm like, well, it's already out there. It's fine. They'll just get
Yeah.
better.
This is really, by the way, great, Karina. Now, I would also
Thank you.
pay a little bit more attention to hooks. So inside iTwin software, let's say, great hooks typically raise a little bit curiosity. Hooks that are, let me just go in and log in. This is, by the way, iTwin. Where is it? Here. Wait. Okay, just go here. So great hooks, for example, here, if you go into iTwin software, and this regardless of which account and plan you have, you go to short form video recipes, and you will find them here. Are usually, like, for example, my one secret to, like, or here's the number one mistake I see people making when trying to, I don't know, get their ex back, right? Or do you want to get your ex back? Here's the biggest mistake people make, right? It's like, it's like it's immediately relevant for those who want that, like get the ex back, right? And then what is it? What's the number one mistake, right? Creating a little bit curiosity, right? Unpopular opinion,
Mhm.
for example, you can just say, you don't actually like. By the way, Karina, what problem are you solving?
It's an interesting business because it's just to talk to people. I love having conversations with people, and it's like something that happens all the time. So I could see potential for it to be everything that we went over today, other courses and whatnot. teaching people how to continue talking to each other, how to, learn to make friends. But
Oh,
right
okay,
now, it
okay.
was only just to talk to people.
Loneliness.
Loneliness,
Okay, please,
introvert.
Karina, please write this down, okay?
Mhm.
Loneliness, and you might use some different, like, but loneliness is a big, it's a growing challenge in today's society. Even though we are digitally more and more connected, but on a emotional, spiritual level, we are more and more disconnected as a whole, right? So loneliness, right? Like here's one video reel. Feeling lonely, here are 3 things that will really help you feel better. Now we are talking, right? Or 3 steps to take if you feel lonely. Or like you, this is just one example. Just on loneliness, Karina, you can, hopefully I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Just on loneliness, you can like just focus on helping people not overcome loneliness, obviously, but step into that light that's the opposite of loneliness, meaning feeling full, connected with themselves, like perhaps finding their tribe, right? How to find your tribe, how to attract and find the tribe of people who will accept and love you the way you are, right? Or like now you're talking to like to emotional also part of like so just I would recommend that you put in iTwin in my info. I help like problems that you're solving: loneliness, feeling disconnected, feeling like I don't belong, feeling like nobody understands me, feeling like, by the way, I can speed this list like day in, day out because I've been there. And I think all of us have been to some degree, right? Feeling like I'm in the wrong place, like feeling that I spend too much time with people who just don't get me. Feeling somehow, I don't know, lifeless. Loneliness typically also, if when people feel lonely, then there are typical also symptoms of depression, which are feeling helpless a little bit, feeling soulless, feeling lifeless, feeling um, purposeless. So these are, Karina, like these are big things that, like, if you start creating content around that, you will be attracting people. But
But then is
very
there too
important.
many posts to make?
Sorry?
Like now, it's just endless posts of ideas, right? Is there
Yeah.
too many posts in a day to create?
Now, but perhaps I would invite you to try just focus on one topic. I don't know,
Okay.
loneliness, and then obviously giving people hope and inspiring them, right? That's why I asked, what problem are you solving, right? Um,
Hmm.
and I also invite everyone, you attending live or watching the replay, like, what problem are you solving? It doesn't have to be one exact problem, right? It can be multiple different ones, but you want to have clarity on what problems you're solving, yeah? So what I will do now for those of you who are attending live is there is a, let me just share here. I'll share with you a link, go dot, I think this one is, yes. Okay. So here in the chat, you have a link. Please kindly click this link and open it. Uh, by the way, if you want to learn more about potentially joining our iTwin Accelerator that starts on March, March 17th. Yeah. I told you you will also get this document. We'll send this over to you. We'll publish this inside the community. This call is, by the way, with our appointment setter. He will just see if we are even a fit, right? You will see how this works. I perhaps test it out to see how this works. You will have a call with our Joshua, and then he will be guiding you through the journey. And if you're interested, yeah, that's basically one extra step for you to want to learn more. There's also a lot of goodness coming your way inside iTwin community. As you know, I will be doing these free calls on a clockwork. Just add value, and of course, in full transparency, we do have paid programs for those of you who want to go deeper, who want more help, more support. There's also an option for that. So that's it for today. Let me just check. Paula, perhaps just checking again. Anything, any other question perhaps that I can help you with?
No, actually, I just like to get the whole document to see.
Okay, then
I
what
get
I will do right now, let me just share. This is still, yeah, I can share it. Absolutely. Just a second. I still wanted to create, put like what will happen in week 8. I honestly, I need to still figure this out, but it's so this week 8 is like April, like, um, just a
So
second. Let me,
I have a question. So do you think I should, I mean, I still have the Go High Level membership. Is that, you're not present there, are you?
so that's a sensitive, no, long story short, no, I'm no longer present there. There's a reason why we did not announce it yet, because Juanpa and I had a plan to properly announce the whole thing. That basically we parted ways as business partners. But then the unfortunate thing happened with Juanpa and his health situation, and we haven't spoken since, because I'm just in touch with Danny, with his son, helping him, because there's a lot of unpleasant things happening, like hospitals and right. So that's why it's a little bit. It's not because I don't want. It's just like I don't know how to properly communicate. But yeah, I'm no longer part of that. And if you still have a subscription there, Paula, obviously that one you already have Go High Level account, right? So even if you keep or you cancel subscription, you keep your Go High Level account. And even if you don't ever join any programs, you have the Go High Level account. Okay, just my way and the FunPass way of saying thank you so much for being here in QVida community.
Okay. Thank you for letting me know that. I really appreciate it. That
Yeah,
was a bit, is that, you know, one needs support. And I started watching the videos. I was like, oh God, I'm not tech oriented. It's
yeah,
really
yeah,
to do,
yeah.
get my own. But
So check out Paula, Kariana, also Leila, Latrice, Lauren. So inside the second link is probably the most important one, right? It's the Canva doc. Please click this and kindly let me know if you can see it. If it opens up for you, it should. Okay, perfect. And in this link, you also have the link to book the intro call. If you're interested remotely, right now we still have 17 slots. This is the first event. I'll be doing a lot of events again. Transparency, adding a lots of value in advance, and then towards the end, I will always invite people. Hey, you want to go deeper? There's this program happening. It starts on March 17th. By the way, if you get accepted, and if obviously if you want and we want you here and there's a fit, you and I will start doing one-on-one calls immediately. We will not wait until March 17th. So we go immediately into action. It just officially it starts on March 17th, but we go in action immediately. Yeah. All right. So thank you so much. So Paola, Gloria, Kariana, Latrice, Lauren, and Leila, thank you so much for being here. Also for you, my dear friend, watching the replay. I hope you find it valuable. Thank you so much. Much love and light. And then we will connect and see each other inside iTwin community. If you have any questions, please share, post. We are here for you. I am here for you. And also check out the learning section inside iTwin community. There's some magic already waiting for you there. And also check the events, what's coming. You will always find the events listed here, the Zoom links, everything in one place. In case you haven't yet received the invitation to join the iTwin community, just check the email where you'd found this Zoom link here, right? So it's the same email also contains access to join iTwin community. This is it for today. Greetings from Central Continental Europe. May the force be with you, and we will connect very soon. All the best. Goodbye.